Today I'm going to try and remake the first dessert that I ever made when I first started making.
Big love to BetterHelp for being a paid partner of this video.
If you're not new here, you probably already know I've done a lot of baking on this channel. I've tried making cakes, macarons, croque bouche. I've tried making the hardest dessert I can find multiple times. So yeah, technically, hypothetically, theoretically, statistically, I should be a lot better at baking now than I was when I first started. I don't have a belt on right now, but if I did, you'd see there's a lot of experience under it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do today. I'm going to try and see if I've actually gotten better at baking, or if everything I learned has gone through this ear and come out my nostrils. If you check one of my oldest videos, it was a baking video, and it was one of me trying to make Japanese fluffy pancakes. Spoiler alert, they turned out dead. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make them again today. For this one, I'm gonna follow a video recipe. I need to move my hair out of my face. Alright, cool, there we go. I feel more aerodynamic now. Step 1, she said crack 1 egg.
I'm gonna crack the egg whites and keep it in a larger bowl.
Okay, crack 1 egg, keep the egg whites in the large bowl, and keep the egg yolk in the small bowl. Okay, cool. So step 1 is racism. Basically, give the whites more space than the ethnic minorities. Hopefully, I get this first try. And I need to do that again. Okay, please. No! Alright, cool. Take 3. Why am I bad at this? This isn't the hard bit. Alright, cool. I'm doing the bottle technique right now because all I've been doing is bottling it. This one, I'm just going to crack the egg in here and then use physics to extract it. Okay, then I might kill the yolk just broke. Subscribe for more rhyming. Take 4. Alright, I swear to God. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, now, physics method. You just put it in there and then you go... Please. Please, just stay there, just stay there, just stay there. Don't go anywhere. Yes, the don't go anywhere method worked. Alright, cool. And now we put the yolk in here. Alright, cool. Next step, my friend.
I'm gonna add a little bit of flour.
Alright, cool. 1 tablespoon of flour. According to Google, 1 tablespoon of flour is equivalent to 8 grams. We've got the weighing scale here. Make sure everything is precise. I remember the first time I made these, actually, I'm pretty sure I didn't weigh anything. But now with all the experience I have in baking, hopefully the scales will turn. That's 2. Now, okay, so that's 25 grams of flour. What am I making? That's a tiny amount. 7, 8, is that it? Bro, is this gonna be a tiny pancake? Am I making dessert for Kevin Hart?
A little bit of cornstarch.
Okay, and then she said a little bit of cornstarch. Okay, so we need 3 grams of cornstarch, which I'm pretty sure is just corn flour. And I don't know if it's an American thing. She said to add the flour to the egg yolk. Bro, is this it? I'm gonna trust the process. I think that's another thing that I learned in baking. You need to trust the process, otherwise everything will go wrong. And then 3 grams of cornstarch. Okay, that's 1 gram, 2 grams, 3 grams. Alright, 3 grams of cornstarch. Okay, just add that in, make sure we got every grain. You know, one thing that I think really helped throughout the duration of cooking and baking videos that I don't think I mentioned in the past is when people leave comments with tips helping out or telling me what I did wrong, because anytime I remake that thing, I always remember those comments and they're always in the back of my mind when I try and remake something. So technically, if I've gotten better at baking, it's because of you. So thank you, bakers of our generation. Okay, what's next? You know I'm filming this during the heat wave. You know the UK heat wave? Right now it's 33 degrees Celsius. Everyone is outside in the sun having fun. Me, I'm making fluffy pancakes. I'm just trying to get more consistent with YouTube. And you know, that's something that I've been like saying. Like I'll have moments where I'm consistent and then it just drops. And then I'll be consistent again and it drops. And I think motivation is a large part of that because I need to put my hands up. I don't think I'm the most disciplined person. Like I think I need motivation. I need excitement to push me to do the things that I want to do. And if I'm not feeling that, it takes the motivation away. And I feel as though I'm not disciplined enough to pursue those goals if the motivation is taken away. Even though I don't really believe effort is rewarded. Like I think a lot of people are under the impression that the more time and energy and effort you put into something, the more you guarantee success. But I don't think that's true. I've seen a lot of people work way harder than others, put so much more effort in, and things don't work out. I feel like there's an element of luck to everything. A lot of life is luck. From the beginning of your spawn point, whether that's your circumstances, where you were born, how wealthy your parents were, if you even had good parents or not. And these are all external factors out of our control. And I think with effort, it increases your chances of being rewarded, but it doesn't guarantee it. So yeah, I think effort and consistency are the main things in what can determine success, but they don't guarantee it. Sorry, what's the next step? Because I just realized I got a Kevin Hart meal dough, just chilling here and I've just been talking. Next, I need to add vanilla extract into this. Look at the vanilla extract I got. It's like a little pouch and it's exactly 1 tablespoon. So I don't even need to measure this out. How do you open it though? How do you extract it? Alright, there we go. Vanilla extracted. And I'm just gonna pour this in because it's exactly 1 tablespoon. This is our mixture so far. And she said to add 1 tablespoon of milk. Alright, milk here, spoon here, table here. That's 1 tablespoon. Bro, I feel like I'm actually making one of those mini desserts. Actually, you know what? I just realized a lot of my baking videos, I would bake stuff and there's always a lot at the end. Like it's meant for like 8 people. And then at the end, no one ate it because it's just me on my own. So maybe this is good. Maybe I'm conserving ingredients this way. Next, we just mix this all together. But yeah, no, like I was saying, I think a lot of the time it can be frustrating putting time and effort and energy into something and you're just not seeing results. And I think that's where discipline comes in, because you push yourself to continue being consistent in whatever you're doing, regardless of you not being rewarded. One thing that I find myself relying on for motivation sometimes is seeing results. Like, I'll put so much time and effort and money into stuff and I'm just like, okay, I didn't get anything from this, and I'll start questioning whether it was worth it or not. But I think the cool thing, I said I think a lot of times, this is because these are all thoughts, these are not complete thoughts, this is just the brain running on autopilot. But yeah, I think one thing that's important to make a note of is that opportunities come out of nowhere, like when you least expect them as well. And you could be working hard on something, time, effort, consistency, you're seeing nothing, and then you're getting disheartened, and then suddenly out of nowhere you just get an opportunity that just changes your life. You know that picture where the guy's like mining and he gives up just before he reaches the gems? You don't know if you're ever going to reach diamonds, but the only way you could ever find out is if you try. Trying and failing is important, and having a mentality where no matter how many times you fail, you just get up and keep going again. I made a post at the start of this year and I was basically talking about how I don't like New Year's, because I always feel like I look back at the whole year and I feel like I haven't done that much, I haven't accomplished that much. And then someone commented and they were like, why are you sharing your figures with the rest of the world? And my initial response was, shut your mouth, you slug. But I think it's important, especially on social media where everyone seems successful, everyone seems to be living their best life. We got so used to people only showing their successes, because sometimes it's nice, you want to be perceived as this person that just has everything together. They just got back-to-back successes, everything they touch turns to gold. Majority of people fail a lot of the time, have things that they're dealing with, have their own struggles. And you could go on social media sometimes and you're looking at everyone else and you're just like, oh wait, this is just me. I'm the only person that's going through things in life. So I feel like it could feel isolating for a lot of people when all you're bombarded with on social media is people's successes. But yeah, I think perspective is one of the main ways that can help shape your level of happiness or contentedness. You can just shift the way you think, how you perceive things, or how your brain processes information, and that could determine how happy or unhappy you are. Like, there could be two people that have the same situation. Bro, I'm just quoting popular images now. So we started off with the guy mining and seeing diamonds at the end, and now it's the two guys on a bus, and one of them's looking out the window unhappy, one of them's looking out the window happy. They're both on the same bus, they're both on the same journey, but because of their perspectives, one of them is happier than the other. Like, a lot of the time when something bad happens to me or like inconveniences me, I try to find a lesson in whatever that situation was. Because option A, I can sit there and be like, why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this. Why is this my life? Or option B is, what is this trying to teach me? What can I learn from this? How can I progress from this? And if you keep doing this over time, you're gonna have like a little personal collection of things that you've taught yourself just by shifting your perspective. So instead of like dwelling on bad situations or things that are out of your control and being like, yo, why is this happening to me? Try and learn from it. And that's also why I think it's important to be in tune with your emotions and understand yourself and how your brain works. Because I think it's harder to learn from these bad experiences if you're not even aware of the negative emotions that you're feeling when these experiences are happening to you. Sorry, I've been talking for bare long. This is what this mixture's looking like now. I tell you, it looks like a tiny amount, bruv. You know, you need to trust the process. That's what we've been talking about right now. Okay, now we need to move on to the egg whites and mix these until a foamy white peak forms. I've gotten better at that, even though it's not that difficult. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, being in tune with your emotions is important because they allow you to identify how you're feeling, and then from there, that's how you learn and grow. So that's why I also think that it could be beneficial for some people to talk to someone and get a better understanding of who they are as a person. So yeah, that's why I want to introduce the
Paid partner
of this video, which is BetterHelp. And they basically make it easier to start therapy. When you sign up, you take a quiz that matches you to a credentialed therapist, and you can chat to them however you feel comfortable, like over the phone, video, text. And one thing that I think is good is that if you get a therapist that you don't feel like is the right fit, you can change it at no extra cost. But yeah, over 6 million people have gotten help through BetterHelp. Send a name. And if you feel like this is something that could benefit you, I've got the link in the description. Or you could just go to betterhelp.com/Amazian. Sorry, I know how to spell. Or you could copy and paste it. And you get 10%. That's not 10. And you get 10% off your first month of therapy. This is the kind of stuff that I like talking about that might not be as entertaining for a lot of people. But I know sometimes when I'm feeling stuck, like I appreciate when someone going through a similar thing verbalizes it. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just me. We're all in this boat together. The Titanic is sinking, but guess what? We can all swim, or find a way to swim, or learn to swim. I don't know if that was the best analogy, because the Titanic was not successful. We're all on the billionaire submarine. Okay, next step of making Kevin Hart dessert. My microphone was not connected to my camera. So now I need to see the footage back to see if I've even recorded any audio. Brother, I don't even know how I didn't clock that. Especially since the majority of this video I'm talking. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next step, which is in the larger bowl with the egg white, mix until foamy, and then gradually add sugar and whisk until I get glossy, stiff peaks. For that, we're gonna need this, and then we're gonna need a source of electricity. All right, cool, let's start mixing this. Bro, this looks like nothing. And then she said to gradually add in the sugar, which was 1 tablespoon. Okay, this looks perfect. Nice stiff peaks. And one thing that I learned is To test if it's the right texture, you put the bowl over your head. If it falls on your head, it's the wrong texture. It's the right texture. Okay, cool. Next step.
And now we add the rest. And then at this stage, you want to gently fold everything in.
Just half. And then what we want to do is mix it all together. But yeah, another thing that's come to my mind as well is, wait, is this the right texture? Sorry, yeah, no. Changing perspective on failing. And I'm trying to see life as more of a marathon. Like this video, for example, or like a singular attempt at trying to progress somewhere is not a reflection of the final destination. And I think it's important to see things as like a marathon. Progress and growth is not linear. And I think thinking that way is what makes it easier for you to fail because you know that in the long run, it doesn't define how successful you're going to be at the end. Failure is just part of the process. Like, how can you grow without failing? Okay, apparently for the second half, I need to add it in gently. All of you get out. Don't worry, you're all welcome here. Cut through the middle and you go down. But yeah, like I was saying, life is a marathon. And the people that make it to the end are the ones that just endured it. Is it endured or endured? That endured it for the longest. Like you can have someone at the start of the marathon and they're just going quick. They're zooming past everyone else. They're in the lead for like the first hour. Keeping a steady pace is how you win the race in the end. Ignore everything, just focus on the end goal. Stop looking at people passing you or the people that are ahead of you. Texture is looking very thin. I don't know if it's meant to look like that. Please tell me I have to add something else.
At this point, just make sure you don't overmix it.
Oh, okay. So I paused the video before she says don't overmix it and I ended up talking and zoning out and most definitely overmixing it.
Still looks nice and fluffy.
She said so it still looks nice and fluffy. I don't know if this is gonna work out. But okay, cool. This is our mixture so far. It does look a bit more liquidy than her one. Okay, apparently next step I need to put a non-stick pan over the heat. I'm gonna move over to that section and turn the heat up. All right, as you can see, the stove is red. Red is the color of hot. Why did it change color? Gonna slap that on. And then she said to add some oil to the pan. Is it Kenzie? She didn't say that. She did. I sat down, I heard her. And then she said with a tissue, cover the pan with it. Our pan is nice and oiled up. All right, cool. Now apparently I need to start adding this to the pan. She said to use an ice cream scooper. I don't have an ice cream scooper, but what I do have is a spoon. Apparently what we need to do is we need to create like a little mountain. We need to have one scoop. Oh, this is looking liquidy, man. Please don't tell me I've learned nothing from baking. That's one scoop, 2 scoops, and then we're gonna make another one. Is it, Kenzie? Yeah, this is too liquidy. And then she said to add some water and let it steam in there. Ah, the lid's not big enough. All right, I got my big lid here. Cover, shush. And now we gotta leave that there for like 2 minutes. In the meantime, let me figure out what to do next. Before I press play on the video and she's like, by the way, I lied. It's been around 2 minutes now, so I can open this up, continue adding the rest on top. Oh, that just didn't go on top, did it? That just didn't go on top. I'm not making Japanese pancakes anymore. These are looking Polish. But okay, she said cover again for another 2 minutes. Okay, cool, it's been around 2 minutes. Let's see what, bro, I'm scared to open this now. Let's see what we've concocted. Okay, apparently now all I gotta do is flip them over. Please, please, please. Oh, and you're burnt as well, you're nan. Oh, and you're burnt as well, you're nan as well. Why can I not do anything? Maybe my heat is too high. These were meant to be Japanese fluffy pancakes. They're just depressed. But I think the only thing that can make this salvageable is presentation. So I'm gonna try to present these in a way that actually makes them look, they look so depressed. Okay, I'm gonna still try and make it look good. We're gonna stack them on top of each other. So, okay, so what I've learned from this video is that from when I started baking to now, I haven't got better at baking. In fact, I think I got worse because the ones that I did when I first did them were a bit more fluffy than this. I got worse at baking. But now, okay, onto the presentation now. There's one thing that we can hopefully add as a nice little touch, a little icing on the cake, and it is icing sugar on the pancake. I've got the Kevin Hart sift here. We're just gonna drizzle this on top. Wait, you know what? Let me angle one a bit as well. And then, wait, are you meant to add strawberries first or icing sugar first? It doesn't matter, I'm gonna add both, twice. We're gonna get some strawberries. Just gonna chop these up. I think that should be enough. So now we just need to find a way to add the strawberries on, add a bit of color and make this look at least 5% less depressed than it already does. We're just gonna give them like a little arc, the strawberry. I don't know what kind of design to go for though. We've got some golden syrup, drizzle that on top. And then go with a little bit more icing sugar. I might be the worst food presentation assembler since the Avengers. I don't even know if this is gonna be edible or not. And here I present to you proof that I have not improved at baking since I started baking. We have Japanese depressed pancakes with some strawberries to help counteract their sorry state. But yeah, as always, the truth is in the taste, so I'm gonna try it. Is this even worth tasting? You know, this is what pisses me off about stuff going wrong sometimes. That a lot of the time I'll taste it and it tastes fine. This tastes like a dessert. It's just not what I was meant to make. It tastes like a sweet pancake with strawberries and a hint of depression. This isn't bad. It's just not what I was supposed to make. And I think I did two things wrong in this. The first thing, under mixing the egg whites. When I whisked them together, I don't think I whisked them enough. It said until peak forms, and I thought the peak formed, but then afterwards I received the peak news that that was not the case. And I think the second thing that I did wrong was over mix when I put everything together. So yeah, this was a failure. Actually, you know what? I don't think this was a failure because what I just did now is proof of growth, because I wouldn't have been able to identify where I went wrong before, but now I could tell you precisely what I think went wrong. Don't have anything else to say. Yeah, bye.